Story time with Granny Ricky. I'm glad that you're here. Remember to subscribe and to give me a thumbs up at the end of the story if you really enjoy it. Today we are reading Noah's So Noisy. Look at Noah. He's that big friendly dragon. And the story says he's noisy, so we'll have to read all about it and see. The story is by Judith Heneghan and Jack Hughes. Noah's so noisy. Noah was a noisy dragon. When he walked through the forest, he always stamped his feet. There you go, there he's stamping his feet. Stamp, stamp, stamp. When he crashed through the bushes, all the birds squawked and squeaked. There's the little birds flying up out of his way when he comes crashing through the bushes. He roared more loudly than any of his friends. They always heard him coming. Noah's here, they'd say before he stepped into the clearing. Noah didn't mind. He loved making an entrance. So here's Noah's friends, and they could hear him coming from a long way off because of the noise he made. And there's Noah, the big, noisy dragon. Playing games with Noah was interesting. When his friends played sleeping dragons, he'd flap his wings or thump his tail. He couldn't keep quiet. Look at these dragons all lying quietly, playing sleeping dragons. You're supposed to be quiet. And you're supposed to lie still when you're playing sleeping dragons. But here's Noah, thumping his tail, making a noise. Hide and seek was especially difficult. When it was Noah's turn to hide, he'd start whistling or shout, "Here I am!" Being noisy was too much fun. "Here I am," calls Noah. He's hiding behind the tree, playing hide and seek, but he can't help himself. And he shouts, "Here I am." And of course, here are the dragons that are supposed to be looking for him. Then, one day, Brandon brought his new storybook to Dragon School. Here's Brandon with his new storybook. "It's got a silver dragon in it," he said, showing the book to his friends. There's the silver dragon on the book cover. "Oh!" shouted Noah. "Will you read it to us?" "Of course," replied Brandon, "but you'll have to be quiet." "All right," sighed Noah. "I'll try." The dragons sat down in a circle and waited for Brandon to begin. Brandon took a deep breath. "Once upon a time." "That's a good beginning," said Noah to Ruby. "Do you think the story has pirates in it?" Ruby wanted to listen to Brandon. "Shh!" She hushed Noah, poking Noah with her elbow. There, she's poking him to say, "Shh!" "Ouch!" yelled Noah. Brandon frowned, then started again. "Once upon a time." "This is so exciting," said Noah, thumping his tail on the ground. "Be quiet," scolded Jasmine. "I'm trying to listen to the story." But Noah couldn't keep quiet. He stood up and started flapping his wings. "I want to hear about the pirates," he shouted. "I bet the silver dragon meets some pirates and they find a treasure map and—" "Stop," said Brandon, shutting the book. "Noah, you are so noisy. You're spoiling the story for everyone else. Go away and leave us in peace." Noah looked a bit surprised. He let out a long whistle, then stomped off into the forest. There he goes, stomp, stomp, stomp into the forest. "That's better," said Brandon. He opened his book and got on with reading the story. Noah watched from the trees. There he is, behind the trees. He's watching. Brandon's busy reading the book to the other dragons. Noah felt a bit sad. Being quiet was hard, but he did want to hear the rest of the story. He decided he would try to be quiet. How did the other dragons do it? There he is, standing behind the trees, trying to be really quiet. First, he crept up behind a tree. Instead of yelling out, "Here I am," or "Come and find me," he clamped his mouth shut and didn't say a word. He was trying so hard. Look at him here, clamping his mouth shut. Didn't want to make a noise. Then he stepped into the clearing. Instead of thumping his tail or stomping his feet, he tiptoed quietly across the grass. He's trying so hard. When he reached the others, he stood still as a statue and didn't whisper or wiggle. There he is, standing quietly behind Brandon. Brandon was just reading the end of the story. So the pirates shared their treasure with the silver dragon, and they all lived happily ever after, he read. The clearing fell silent for a moment. Then Noah tapped Brandon quietly on the shoulder. "Is that the end?" he whispers. "Ah!" roared his three friends, jumping up in surprise. "We didn't hear you coming," exclaimed Jasmine. "I've been practicing keeping quiet," said Noah. "I'm sorry for being noisy while you were reading." Brandon grinned. "Shall I read the story again?" "Yes, please," answered Noah. "And this time I promise to listen." And there you go. Brandon read the story again, and Noah was quiet so that everybody could enjoy the story. I hope you enjoyed the story, and I'm sure I'm going to see you again soon. Bye-bye, Zoe. Bye-bye, Serena. Bye-bye, everybody. Mwah.